Right, here he is himself. Afternoon, Nick.
Afternoon, mate.
Afternoon.
Right, I take it's late on the 20th of Yayoi,
Yep. It's been the
and you're all
20th.
sitting in the inn.
It's been the 20th for about 5 sessions.
Well,
It's what happens, you see, when you do it virtually minute by minute.
Yeah.
Not quite that bad, but
righty-ho. So...
as I understand it, Saiki and Fusetsu I've just joined your table briefly to discuss matters.
Righty-ho. Sorry, I was getting confused because I got on the spreadsheet. I got Ite and Fusetsu both side by side, which.
Yes.
Yeah, IT's gone.
So can we move the Ite tab over to the right, if you don't mind?
IT was too much of a.
You can hide Ite's tab if you wish. That's not
IT
a
was
problem.
too much of a rogue for this bunch of heroes.
What?
Yeah.
Bunch of heroes. I'm just a simple Paris priest.
Not so simple anymore.
Nothing simple anymore. The gods are involved. Everyone's involved. The major powers of every province, the gods, everyone is involved.
Well, I think I need to speak to Fusetsu and is it Seiki? And find out what they're doing here, because for all I know, the Kami have been sending them left, right, and centre.
Well, at the moment, we delivered various messages. We met up on the road on the way here and decided to stay together. We delivered our various messages, and we were told to wait a couple of days, so we are currently waiting a couple of days. And let's see if anything, there's any more work or not, I guess.
I would inquire as to the if it would be so good as to give me the names of those you were dealing with, if it's not too much trouble, because I'm just trying to find out who is linked to whom in this town.
Remind me of
Yes,
Fusetsu a Bushi.
He's a peasant. Looks reasonably fit peasant. He's not carrying any weapons.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
a Bushi.
It does, when you will see eventually, it does carry around quite 2 large sacks which look like they're full of food.
Oh, okay.
Right, let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. We were both given different messages to different temples. I'm trying to work out which one's which. Oh, Seki's message was for the Cherry Tree Temple, I think. Yeah.
Which was the Temple of Kwanan, where the bad guys were.
Yeah, and mine was to the same temple that you went to. And we also delivered a third message to the garrison commander.
Was your message to the Cherry Temple to the abbot?
I assume so. I assume it was. I can't see why it would be anybody else.
Did you notice?
Nick, it was to the abbot.
Yeah, so it makes sense. You can't see why would you send it to anybody else here.
I don't know. It might have been to one of the other priests. Did you notice anything strange about the abbot?
Well, I've never met the person before. I'm probably not the best person to judge that.
I ask if you would be so kind as to describe the abbot.
Yeah.
Hold on, before you answer, Nick, you never got to meet the abbot because by the time you got here, the abbot was dead.
Oh, right. Yes, that's true.
That's the one that hung himself, yeah.
Was he actually told the abbot was dead, or did somebody else just say they were the abbot? I thought that's what had happened.
No. He arrived after the abbot had hung himself.
Yeah.
I know. But I thought that Seika had basically kind of stood in for the abbot and said, "Oh, that's for me then."
Well, he did, but
Exactly. So does Fusetsu think that Seika is the abbot and describe him?
No, because he knew the abbot's name.
Ah. So he knew
Okay.
the abbot's name, but not not what he looked like.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Fair
I
enough.
believe the
Right. Would hold on,
message.
Nick. Just
Yeah.
before you go any further, would Gyomo and Tetsu and Hatsu care to roll a d20?
Okay, I'll do mine
Is this a
first.
good idea? I ask myself.
I got an 8 and I'll do Hatsu's next. Hatsu got a 2. Oh, Gyomo got a 1. Come on.
That's probably when it's not supposed to happen.
Well, it doesn't hurt. You're aware that Fusetsu, although he might be trying to hide it, I'll leave that down to Nick. He comes from Shinano.
Really?
I've got
Yes.
no reason to hide it.
No, his accent is that of the mountain people, and the cut of his clothes are sufficiently different to the locals to put him and Saiki as non-locals, unlike Zu and Tetsu, who are local people.
You four that was from Shinano, weren't they?
Say that again?
The 4 people who joined us with letters from various
No.
sponsors. One of those was
One
from
of-
Shinano.
Yeah,
wasn't
one of
she?
them was. Each one was from a different province.
None of those are from Shinano. One's from Kumamoto, one's from Shimonoseki, one's from Kochi, and the last one's from Sendai.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. And
You might have a reason to go to Nagano in Shinano, but I'll leave you to look up in your notes for that.
yes, there's various reasons. Let's see. So at the present moment, well, I will ask politely if he wouldn't mind describing what it was, what the message was he was carrying for the abbot, because sadly the abbot has turned out to be been replaced by a demon.
That explains something strange, because when we went to the temple, we spoke to some Chi-Chi, and he asked permission to cast some magic over us, so that may be something to do with what you were just saying. If you
Quite possibly,
Abbot-
if you were dealing with the
wasn't what he
abbot.
appeared to be. Yeah.
Yes, quite. Gyomo asks politely if you are aware of. Let's see.
Yuko will lean over and whisper in Gyomo's ear that she thinks that Saiki is from Mayabashi, which is in Kotsuke province, which is the next big town up the road that you were following.
Okay. Well, given that Fusetsu has apparently been involved with items for a demon, does he happen to know what he was actually carrying?
I was just carrying a written message, wasn't aware. But Sekai, who I was travelling with, who went to the Cherry Tree Temple, his cargo was slightly unusual. He was carrying a box, which we found out in the end contained a head.
Sorry, so Seiki was carrying the message for the abbot of the Cherry Temple, who was a demon,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
And that message was a
Okay,
head.
in which case, Fusetsu will know what the abbot of the Silver Temple looks like, which is where he went. We're getting confused here, you see.
Which
Because
as far as I know so far, the abbot of the abbot of the Silver Temple's okay.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Just replace
this
everything
week.
that was said just now put it into the cherry tree, which is where
Okay,
the
fine.
cherry temple.
In that case,
we
I
travel together, so just
Ah,
stick
I see.
together.
Yeah.
whatever we wish it to.
would either of them be willing to tell me what the message was they were carrying for the abbot of the Cherry Temple?
Well, as far as Saiki is concerned, he was carrying the head box.
Head box?
The head box.
Well, that is
No,
not something.
Hold on, I am right there, Nick, aren't I? It was
Yes.
Saiki carrying it. Yes.
Yes, Saiki, because I've got notes. So we went to the cherry tree temple, and Saiki hands over the box which contains the head and gives it to the abbot, second in command.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am shocked. A head box is not something one would normally be carrying to the abbot of a Buddhist temple. What happened to it?
Oh, we handed it over. That's
To the abbot? I thought you said he was dead.
abbot's, the abbot's
right.
second.
Essentially, he handed it over to Seika.
I know he did, but Gyomo is trying to find out what's happened. So yes, in that case, I think we probably need to have a word with Seiki to find out what's going on.
Indeed.
Would you mind accompanying me to go and see Seiki? If he's still at the Silver Temple?
Oh no problem.
Well, no, the head box went to the cherry tree, to the cherry temple.
Yes.
Let's try and sort this confusion out.
I thought the last time I saw Seiki was at the Silver Temple, where the abbot was telling him off for something.
Well, yes, that's because Shaker, the diviner at the Silver Temple, and Seika, the diviner at the Cherry Temple, are one and the same person.
That's what I thought.
I mean, it becomes obvious when you think about it.
Yes.
Okay, he looks slightly different because he does put some effort into disguising himself, but you think, no, there's not really about one person in Koga. After all, it's only a town of some 4,000 souls. Who's going to be that good? Well, maybe two if they're really unlucky.
Yes, well, in that case, I asked the two of them if they would accompany us to the Silver Temple to see if Seika is still there, and if not, back to the Cherry Temple to try and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm
yeah.
all right. After all, we've got to wait a couple of days for responses.
Yeah, we're just kicking our heels anyway, so might as well.
I see. And Seika is one of the people who's giving you a response, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. He probably won't have left then.
No,
Okay.
basically, that you're going to get. They're going to get a response from the commander of the local garrison, right? The abbot of the Silver Temple, and the standing abbot at the Cherry Temple, because their abbot is now dead.
Okay, fine. Well, let us go to the Silver Temple and see if we can find Seika. I will politely inquire of the two newcomers as to their experiences in the last few days, as to whether they seem to have been kind of in affairs where kami or Buddhas have been indulging as well. Does anybody mention the plague?
Well, I was just about to say, I don't know whether it is related to Kami, but we were both struck down ill after passing through a certain village.
Really? Well, I know there has been an Araburu kami around.
Yeah, Denawa, relatives of Denawa seem to be struck, and we seem to have picked up whatever was going around there.
Are you all right now? Has it been dealt with?
Yes, the doctor at the was summoned by the temple, and he gave us some medicine, nasty medicine.
Oh, well, that's probably all right then. I say from experience as a doctor. I would.
Fusetsu, do you mention the strange way the doctor was dressed?
Yeah, I will say, yeah, he's obviously he clearly looked like a foreigner.
Don't believe I've come across anybody. Oh, actually, have I come across anybody like that?
Couldn't tell you where from, but it was.
No, you haven't.
Not
But-
Japanese, that's what I can tell you.
But I have heard of a foreign sorcerer, a wizard or magician who dresses strangely. Could they be one and the same? Well, anyway, we'll see at the temple. Although, no, if he was summoned by the abbot of the temple, then he must be all right. Providing there's no problems with the abbot of the temple. Gyomo seems to be going around in circles at the moment.
Indeed.
Although he then latches onto village of Denawa. Did you see many people dead there?
I think there are quite a few, weren't there? It was very. The goings on there were very peculiar. We walked into the village. There were quite a few dead people lying around, but like they had died disease or possibly the well was poison, but we think it's more likely disease.
I think I'd better check with the abbot that's being dealt with. If there's an Araburu army or something there.
Excuse me.
I will look very closely at Fusetsu and Seiki and just ask the Tetsu to check as well. Yeah, no offense, I just want to check for inscriptions on your forehead. No sign?
Inscriptions? Well, no, I do.
Yes.
I do have one. I do have one of these magical
I
inscriptions.
know you have one. I'm just checking for Fusetsu and Seiki.
Oh, I thought you said Tetsu. Sorry.
Oh, no, I asked Tetsu if he can see anything on Fusetsu or Seiki's forehead.
Well, do you want me to actually cast magic detection?
Well, it's a magic sigil that appears, isn't it? We can see it plainly, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether it was masked by something.
That would be a success on magic detection, anyway.
Right, sorry, James. I was just looking for something, and I finally found it. But it's not important at the moment.
Yeah, just before we got to the village of Denawa, we bumped into, excuse me, a small group of samurai. So they escorted us, I'm choking, into the village. There were quite a few bodies around in the village. Rather strangely, we saw some villagers stuffing some of the bodies into the well. At which point the samurai shouted at them to stop, and they ran off.
They probably weren't villagers then. It was probably
No.
employees of the kami or.
And at that point, the samurai went off, summoned the headman of the village, and interrogated him what was going on. But see, or not.
You mean there were people still living there with plague?
It appears the village was sort of split into two halves.
Gyomo's shaking his head and. Are we getting anywhere near the temple? I need somebody in authority.
Which temple are you going to?
The Silver Temple. That was the last place I saw Seika rather.
Okay, you arrived there. The Silver Temple is in a bit of a turmoil at the moment.
No. What is it this time?
Well, they appear to be having a bit of a shouting match. The abbot has decided that these 4 priests are going to go on a mission, okay, to Nagano, to the town of Nagano, in the company of some gentleman called Fusetsu. The lead priest is protesting this because he's partway through a complicated task which shouldn't really be interrupted. The abbot steps forward and throws the priest to the ground quite hard.
Ooh.
And the priest lies there stunned. And the abbot says, "In this temple, I'm in charge, and what I say goes. If you do not wish to obey my orders, you are free to leave, but don't come back." The other priests are standing there looking shocked and gobsmacked. And the priest who's lying on the floor says, "Certainly, abbot," gets up and bows. Well, it's quite obvious he really wants to thump him one.
Dear.
And now look, we have guests, and we have lost face in the face of our guests. He calls a man out. Sir, take Hideyoshi away and give him 10 lashes. Sir? Yes? Certainly, sir. And the guy who's just been thrown to the floor is taken away. You know? And shortly after that, you hear this clacking noise of leather on flesh.
It's never been like this at my home temple. I bow deeply to the abbot. And ask politely if he is aware of the location of the priest Seka. As Fusetsu and Seki have vouchsafed to me
Certainly, you will find him in the lesser temple.
the cherry temple, abbot.
No, the lesser temple here.
Thank you, abbot.
And he summons one of them, the two young men, and they lead you around the back of the main temple towards a building which you recognise.
Dear, is this the one where I was?
This is the last time you were here. Yes, you were being asked nasty questions under, well, professors of truth to be exact. There is a big, burly-looking Yojimbo, we'll call him, standing just in front of the door. He sees you coming and he bows politely.
I bow politely. Do I recognise him from before?
In this instance, no, you don't.
Okay.
Banchu. Good to see you again. Aura? Says, Banchu, what are you doing here? I've been assigned to the priest who's praying inside. Why would a priest need a bodyguard? Oh, I don't know. I don't ask that sort of questions. I do as I'm told.
Is the priest praying inside Seka? I ask politely.
That is one of the names he goes by, son.
It is urgent that we speak to him because we understand that he knows something that was delivered to the abbot of the Cherry Temple, who has recently passed.
Oh, I see.
I do not know how much this guy knows, so therefore I'm not revealing the shame of the temple. All right.
Please wait here. I'll go and see if he can see you.
Thank you. My name is Gyomo. Good sir.
Gyomo? I've heard that name.
Yes, I believe.
My commiserations to you, Stan, he says, as he bows. And you could swear there's a grin forming on his face, which he's struggling to hide. If you'll wait here. He opens the door, and as you go in, you can hear the sound of flute, drums, and koto, and somebody is singing.
Right. Is it a traditional Buddhist hymn?
It certainly is. It's a hymn to invoke the great Kawanin Bosatsu.
Do I also hear the sound of somebody dancing, maybe in Kagura?
I know you don't hear that, but you can assume that is happening.
Possibly we should come back later if Seka is invoking the.
Well, basically, Tora goes in and comes back far too quickly to have spoken to anybody. Yep. I'm sorry, but the priest is in the middle of a ritual of invocation, he says.
Oh yes, of course. I fully appreciate that.
Where are you staying, Gyomo-san?
I can't remember the name of the inn. I will give the name of the inn.
Okay, you're staying at the inn.
What is the name of it? I don't remember it either.
It's called the Scarlet Claw.
At the Scarlet Claw. However, I warn the Yojimbo that we may not actually still be there for long, because we may have to do other things locally. I've been informed of a serious problem at a local village by Fusetsu and Seiki, and we need to speak to the abbot of the Silver Temple about that.
That'll be the ghost infestation at Denawa.
Ooh.
Pardon me? Which ghost infestation?
Denagawa village, Sama.
I see. Is that something that is being dealt with by Seika at present?
Well, not at present, no, because Seika is inside dancing his little heart out.
I thought he might be invoking the great Buddha to assist with that.
Oh, well, he might be. I mean, I don't know which of the Buddhas he's invoking, but I'm not particularly devout in that sense.
Well, the way is long and hard, but we all have our path on it.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the ghost infestation, then, he says.
Well, if Seika is dealing with it, I would not want to take his place without his permission.
No, you misunderstand, Gyomo-san.
I do?
Oh, yes.
What do I not understand?
Who is going to be dealing with the ghost infestation?
Why did I see this coming?
I look slightly crushed. I bow politely and thank him for correcting my misunderstanding, and pardon while I go and speak again with the abbot of the Silver Temple. And we return to the main temple.
Well, you find the abbot waiting for you. Right, he turns out to be waiting for you, although he's actually just waiting for.
No, this is not the actual new abbot yet. This is still an abbot-elect, isn't it?
Oh no! This is the abbot of the Silver Temple.
All right.
Seika
the
was
Silver
second.
Temple,
So the Silver Temple is the large temple. The Cherry Temple, from memory, is the smaller one.
Mm-hmm.
Seika happened to be at the Cherry Temple and claimed to be second in command, but I understand that they are going to be electing a completely new set of officials there.
Indeed.
The abbot of the Silver Temple is not connected with that debacle at all.
Okay.
At all. There's other things going on. I shall bow politely to the abbot and say, Seika is in the middle of an invocation of the Buddhas in the Lesser Temple and is not available at present, Lord. But I understand from Fusetsu and Seiki that there is a serious problem in the village of, is it Denagawa? Seiki?
Denagawa, yes.
Denagawa. Is that what Seika is dealing with at present, Lord?
No. Seika is seeking advice from a Buddha of his choosing about the travelling plague, which appears to be afflicting this part of Musashi province.
Yes, I understood Denagawa was afflicted by a plague.
Oh, well, it has a plague, yes, but not the sort of plague that I'm thinking of here. This is the sort of plague that was cured by my doctor on your two companions here.
Oh, I see. Sorry, out of character. Was it Yedo where I worked for a short while?
Yes,
creating...
it was in Yedo, where there was an area of plague to the south of the city, which they were producing medicines to treat.
Okay, I shall inquire as to whether it is the same plague as that was south of Yedo.
This plague affects your body. The plague south of Yedo affected your mind.
there appears to be an awful lot of illness being
Oh well,
created.
yes. Well, it is my
Do-
personal belief that this is due to the karma disease being upset with heroes.
I blanch.
Yes. The gentleman you saw me chastising has been ordered to Aikawa on Sado Isle, and then to the shrine of the Kami of Disease in an attempt to placate it. And quite understandably, he doesn't want to go, not that he's got much choice.
Has he consulted a priest of the Kami to gain advice on that?
Not as yet. He has yet to realise that he hasn't got a lot of choice in going and doing the job. But
Well,
he will be talking, if we can find him, or a disciple of his, to the priest Togaru.
I was hoping to find the priest Togaru, who I'm told is. I think we were told he was likely to be in Kyoto. Was it Osaka? I can't remember which.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, well, the priest Togaru is a troublemaker. Not necessarily because he himself is trouble, but because things happen around him, and his compatriot, the Shinto bonds, Loki Hader.
Loki Hader? I have not
Yes.
come across that name. Lord
You have
Abbot.
not been to the great shrine of Amaterasu at Ise then?
I have not been so blessed, Lord. No.
Well, the shrine there uses the priest Loki Hader as a troubleshooter.
Well, we have been advised to visit the priest Togaru for a couple of reasons. And
Do you mind telling me who asked you to go and visit?
a former associate of ours was given a task to visit Togaru by someone who signed their name Fujiyama.
He pales.
And-
If the lady Fujiyama is interested in your colleague and yourselves,
Well, sadly,
things
Ite.
are likely to happen because they are ordained to happen. If you see what I mean.
Yes, well, sadly, my associate Ite is no longer in this world. And
No.
Now,
E.T.
are
didn't
you
die.
sure of that?
Yeah, E.T. didn't die. E.T. just left.
didn't he?
No,
Oh, sorry.
no.
Oh, sorry. He's no longer with us. But
Yeah.
I do not know whether he is still carrying out that task for Fujiyama. But we have been given another reason to visit Togaru by. I am uncertain whether she is a ghost, but she is certainly from Yomi. Who is? She was associated with the Naginata Bloodbloom. She warned us that agents of the Three Kings were after us, and that Togaru would give us a token to allow us to recognize them. Oh, and she asked that we free her when we were in Yomi.
Do you happen to have a name for this? Spirit.
Daijira?
He definitely pales and his knees sag slightly.
Yeah, so we understand that in legend...
You have a task from the Queen of Hell.
Is Daijira the Queen of Hell? We understood that...
As far as I am aware, she is, yes. Or at least one of the queens. It's perhaps a better way of putting it.
Well, we understood that she was a young lady who, in legend, was captured by bandits and sold into slavery, and her brothers failed to rescue her.
Yeah, well, that is indeed the story that is told of her.
It sounds like this is one and the same. Yes, we have apparently been given various tasks either by Buddhas or Kami, which involve hell, and...
In that case, he claps his hands and he sends somebody off, and they come back, and he hands you what is essentially a medallion.
Thank you, Lord Abbot. What is this for, may I ask?
This will allow you to escape from Yomi should you end up in it.
Oh,
It is called the Pendant of Release.
Oh, I am very grateful. And is it myself? May I inquire how it works and how many it works on? Because I look round at my compatriots. I believe we are all destined to travel to Yomi for whatever tasks we are given.
Just a moment, I'll go away and count you up.
Pendant of Release.
It will work reliably for up to 13. Provided you all go to Yomi in the same manner. It might work for more, he says, but I wouldn't want to strain it too much.
So we will need to find another way to release Daijira from Yomi. Very good.
Well, I count 12 of you at the moment, he says.
Very good. I trust we are all fated to survive to reach Yomi, I say, with a slightly downcast countenance. But it is in the hands of the Buddhas. Might I inquire what, if anything, he has arranged to do for Denawa? I am told that there is both plague and a plague of ghosts, and possibly a connection between the two there.
Well, I and the local commander have sent doctors and healing herbs, and the plague is under control. Although we have yet to find out who was the cause of it. As for the ghosts, they require a certain person to be present.
Do we know who this person is, Lord Abbot? I say.
I don't. I don't, because the ghosts won't tell me.
Very good.
I can only hope that it is not one of those of your former comrades who now rest in peace.
If it is, the Buddhas may allow their spirits to return to satisfy the ghosts if that is needed. I suggest tentatively.
That is possible. That is possible. He turns and looks at Fusetsu. You were the one who brought him the message, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes, Fusetsu brought him the message.
Fusetsu is sad. My answer for.
You've gone quiet, Tib, and you were sounding rather
Yeah,
metallic.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's fine. Because basically I was looking for a piece of paper. Please return this to Kensai-sama. And as I say, he hands you a message.
Yep. Where does
Right.
Kensai's
Oichi Kensai is the man who actually gave you the message that you were to deliver the first time round.
Okay. Where does that involve travelling to? Deliver
Back
this
to
message?
Nagano, so.
Nagano. Okay.
Where is Nagano?
Proper hill in yonder. We're somewhere there, aren't we, Nagano? It's west.
I've
west
just
here.
pinged it on the map.
Ah, right, fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see it's fairly easy to find here. Across the mountains to the west.
Yeah, we are here. We're with the blue dot, yeah?
Roughly where the blue dot is, yes. It's due
Yes.
west, but there's a mountain range in between.
I will explain that I have been advised to go to. Hang on a second, let me check and see. There's so many complicated bits and pieces of information.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping track, Dave, because I'm struggling, mate, honestly.
Oh, I don't know about that.
As long as one of us is.
Well, I've been advised to travel to the Temple of Silent Contemplation in Shinano Province, which I believe is Takayama. Is that correct?
It's smack in the middle of the country there.
Yeah.
No, Takayama is the capital of Hida Province.
Takayama's there, isn't it?
Shinano is the chief town is called Nagano.
Right.
And basically, the abbot calls for a map, and he gets a map that looks pretty much like the one that's on the screen. He says the Temple of Silent Contemplation is where I'm about to ping.
Right. We had been advised to travel to Takayama in Hida Province, and then take the trail to Tatsuyoya, and thence to the temple.
Oh, indeed, yes.
And then to the thence to the Temple of Silent Contemplation.
Yes. Just beware of the spiders, he says, and the mist, of course.
Oh dear. Well, the Buddhas, I believe, advised me to go there to search for the staff of Amida Buddha.
At this point, Hatsu pipes and says, "Oh, is that the Valley of the Mists?" And the abbot looks at her with newly found respect and says, "Yes, my dear, that is indeed where the Valley of the Mists is. Oh, I've always wanted to go there. It's a place of mystery and intrigue."
Have I heard this name coming from a back of beyond temple in the middle of nowhere?
Everybody's heard of the Valley of the Mists.
Oh dear, I was afraid of that.
It is a well-known, highly dangerous area of mystery, intrigue, and fame, fortune, and riches. But not necessarily in that order.
I blanch once again.
Like you sounded riches, though.
Yeah, see, that's what gets people. Oh, it's full of riches, is it? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
no,
that's all I heard was riches.
It's the first step to find the stuff of Amida Buddha. Riches are of this world, not the next. No, it is something to avoid on the path to. Anyway, yes. I ask the Buddha, the abbot of the temple, if he would be willing to give me advice.
Upon what subject, my son?
Whether I should seek Tagaru to try and obtain a token to reveal the servants of the three kings before I start on the path to find the stuff of Amida Buddha.
Oh, I would suggest you start on the path to find the stuff, as it is highly likely that you will meet Togaru and these others en route.
I see. As a matter of interest, would you mind pinging on the map where the village of Onomishi in Tajima province is? Because that was the other location that I was advised to find. There's so many locations, I just lose track of them. Well, that's even further away. Well, given the advice that I've had from the abbot, I will ask...
Or thereabouts, Dave.
Okay. Well, given the advice I've received from the abbot, I will ask permission from Fusetsu for us to join him on his trip to Nagano, given that the route to the Temple of Silent Contemplation would appear to be... let me just draw a line on. Something like that sort of route. Would that be correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely safety in numbers. As a matter of interest, is the village of Denagawa on that route?
Yeah, it's the next village you arrive as you move towards Mayabashi on the road.
In that case, I asked the abbot whether it would be sensible for me to seek to ask the ghosts themselves whether who should be present for them to pass on. They may not tell me, but they may.
Oh, well, if you are your usual polite and persuasive self, I'm sure they will, says the abbot.
I do not give him an old-fashioned look. He is my boss. Well, he's superior to me anyway.
He's not the boss, because you're not a member of that temple.
I know. My boss is back in the temple of the temple of flowing waters in Gifu. And what I'd give to be back there, safe and kind of learning the path of the Buddha. But no. I must continue. I asked Fusetsu and Seiki whether or not there is any further reason for them to stay in Koga.
I believe so. I've got my message to deliver. So,
has Seiki received his message?
Not as yet. There's another message to come from the garrison, but that'll arrive shortly.
Okay. In that case, I ask the abbot whether I may stay at the temple and assist in something while the others can return to the
By all means, if
inn.
you want to stay. Anybody else who wants to stay can.
Because we need to await the return of Seika from his devotions.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I will see what I can do to assist. If they have a plague problem, I can offer my services as a physician to try and brew remedies.
Oh, well, basically, you get to brew some remedies.
Fair enough.
Tetsu and the rest, what do you intend doing?
Wandering around the city.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, no.
Oh, middle of the night. No.
I think I'm just returning to the inn to sleep.
Okie dokie.
Well, I don't want to
it's
miss
not
Seika. He is a.
Well, no, actually, I'm going to accompany our fearless leader. I'm going to go with you, Gyomo.
Well, if you wouldn't mind passing me that bottle of the grey stuff over there on the left, thank you.
Sure. And it's Seika, the name of the man you're going to see, isn't it?
Okay, Tetsu and Gyomo stay at the temple. The rest of you return to your inn. When you get back, there are two men waiting for you. One of them is a local samurai who hands Fusetsu a second message.
Great.
This is addressed to one Ouchi Mishinori, whom you are aware is actually the daimyo of Shinano province, who sits in Nagano in the castle there. This is not entirely unsurprising because the man who gave you the messages, Ouchi Kensai, is Mishinori's younger brother. Fusetsu-san, he says, please deliver this to the name on it. And here is one koku for the journey. He then bows politely to you all and turns and walks out.
Yeah.
The other man is a much scruffier looking guy. He looks like he's worked hard all day. There's stains that are best left unnamed on his gi and that. Saiki-san. Yes, this message is for you. Please deliver it to. Sorry, I'm having difficulty reading the name. Hideyoku. Whom Saiki is aware is the sensei of the Flowing Water School in Maebashi. I am asked to tell you to inform the sensei that we are glad that this spoiler of the temple is now dead. Hopefully this closes the matter. But if he finds the matter is not closed, then please take the appropriate steps.
Okay.
Saiki looks a bit surprised at that because he only didn't know what the box was for. Oh, and please give these to the sensei when you see him. And basically, Saiki is presented with a daisho, all wrapped up neatly in a bow. The hilts of which are both blood red. Okay, as you're sitting there, you all hear this loud clattering noise coming from the area where you're going to be sleeping. Yuko gets up and says, "Oh, we're going to find out what that is."
Would I go and have a check to what's going on?
Okay. Would you care to roll a pair of d20, please, Nick?
Yes, certainly. Where's that gone? There we go. 12 and a 3.
Right. As you are approaching Tetsu's room, okay, you are not surprised, but Saiki and Yuko are, when the shogi screen shatters, okay, and this creature falls out onto the floor, scrabbling at a large blade that appears to be sticking in its chest, along with about 10 foot of wood.
Oh dear. Is this Blood Bloom?
It certainly is.
Oh.
It's definitely a creature, not a man.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's definitely not a man. No, it's grey. It's got clawed hands and big teeth, and eyes that are far too wide, and it's scrabbling at this blade that's stuck in it.
Anybody follow the blade through the hole?
No.
Right. Have I seen this creature of this type before? Do I know what it is?
Roll a d20, sir.
Oh.
No, you've no idea what it is.
Hopefully it's nearly dead.
Does it look like it's dying, or does it look more like did it pull it out?
It's not dying. I mean, it's quite badly wounded, but it looks quite tough.
What the hell is that? I'll turn to the other two. Look into it.
Fair enough.
And they will probably say, it's a Naginata, can't you tell?
Yes, I'll punch them.
They both go, we've got no idea what it was. And you hear retching noises coming from Hatsu, who appears to be throwing a dinner up. The other NPCs they have varying reactions, but none of them appear to know what it is.
I'm sorry, this Hatsu's the one who wanted to go to the Valley of the Mist, and a little bit of blood's put. Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, I will try and grab the Naginata that's stuck in this beast.
Okay, make an attack roll on it.
Another 12. Stuck on 12s.
How many effect numbers does that get?
Oh, that's not going to make anything. That's not going to make any effect numbers on anything.
Okay, you go to grab it, and it moves out of your way.
And presumably this creature's still writhing on the ground.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I'll have another rabbit trying to try and grab it.
Go on then.
It's still writhing about. Oh, Prentice just decided to. More bubbler. 4, that's more like it.
So just to get it right, are you grabbing the Naginata or the critter?
I'm trying to grab the handle of the Naginata.
Okay, how many effect numbers do you get then?
It's which particular skill would you like me to compare?
I'll go for Jujutsu, so.
Okay, in that case, that is 80 effect numbers.
Okay, this Naginata is incredibly slippery and oily feeling, but you have got hold on it.
And then, once I've got hold of the Naginata, I'm not going to pull it out of it, I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to say to the creature, what sort of creature are you?
Excuse me, you're dying, but can you give me your kind of
You might
violent?
not die if I might not die if I pull the Naginata out, but I'm pulling it out till I'm sure.
Right, it'll give you a name. I'll have to go and look it up in actual because I haven't got it written down, but it gives you the name of some form of demonic critter.
Okay.
No, don't remove it. Don't remove it.
Who's yelling that? Hatsu.
No, the demon. In very, very good Nipponese, by the way.
I mean, not to remove the Naginata.
That's right, yeah, it can't kill me while it's stuck in me.
Help!
Okay, well, by now, Saiki and the rest have recuperated and come and help you.
And Hatsu stopped throwing up.
Yes, indeed. Right, you subdue the demon because it can't stop you. And now what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm waiting for more people to arrive. So what the hell do I do with this thing?
Okay,
Well, the
people
innkeep-
turn up.
The innkeeper's going to be upset.
There is a pause, and then this man, he's about 60. Okay. Tetsu, Hatsu, and Yuko recognize the Nakamura-mon.
I'm
He
not,
walks up.
I'm not there, I'm with Gyomo.
Sorry, okay, in that case, Hatsu and Yuko notice it. Recognize it. And he comes in, he bows politely to you, and he says, I am called Nakamura Hatsumura, he says. And I have come to claim the Lady Bloodbloom. And because you're holding Bloodbloom, Fusetsu hears a female voice that says, not if I have anything to do with it. He bows in a manner which you wouldn't expect a samurai to do, because he goes down on his hands and knees and knocks his head on the floor. Lady Bloom, please release the demon. You are needed elsewhere. I offer my blood for its. Well, that's a bit of a surprise, says the voice in Fusetsu's ear. Oh, hero blood, yes, I'll have some of that. Make another jujutsu roll, sir.
Three.
Well, the Naginata slides out of the demon's body, and then lunges at the samurai who's sitting on the floor, but you manage to stop it from striking him.
Yep.
You now realise that you're strong enough or you have enough effect numbers to be able to do what you like with the blade, with the
Put it on
naginata.
the- Put it on the floor and stand on it.
What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Hiramura looks up. My thanks, good sir. May I know your name?
Fusetsu, sir.
Excellent.
Sorry, what's his name again? Hiramura.
Nakamura,
Yep.
Nakamura, Hiramura.
Kimura Hiramura.
What are you doing here, demon? I was sent to steal that, he says, pointing at the naginata. Were you told what it was? No, Your Honor. Because if I had done, I wouldn't have accepted the quest, even though that would have meant a lot of pain and agony for me. Ah, so you know what the Lady Bloodbloom does? I know some of what it can do, yes, sir. Right, I suggest you return to whomever sent you. And explain that the Bloodbloom is now under the protection of the Nakamura clan. Are you sure you want to do that, sir? No, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you good people would let me go, says the demon. You go.
There you go.
And that look at Nakamura-sama, and he nods his head. The demon stands up after being let go, bows to you all, and then fades from view with a little pop. Once the demon has disappeared, Fusetsu notices that the naginata stops trying to struggle to go and strike something.
Mhm.
And the female voice in your head says, "That's one."
Okay.
And it goes quiet. And the sense of impending doom that was encapsulating you all goes away. And Nakamura-sama stands up, walks forward, puts a glove round his left hand and picks the naginata up, and waits for you to take your foot off it.
Yeah, well, as soon as she's got hold of it, I'll take my foot off.
Okay, he picks the naginata up. These things, they cause so much trouble, he says. Really do. My good thanks to you all. Feel free to visit Nakamura Castle should you be in the area, he says. You can find it relatively close to the city of Miyazaki on Kyushu.
The other characters know it well.
Indeed. Innkeep. Sama. Accept this, please, for the damages and interruption to your evening's festivities. Oh, why, thanks, Sama. No. It is only money. And you see 2 koku resting in the innkeeper's hand, and he's looking at it, you know.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what? Are any of you hurt?
Absolutely not.
Other than probably shaken to the core, but none of you are physically. Well, in that case, I shall leave with this, he says.
I'll to him and let him go.
And he walks off. And you could swear that the naginata was looking at you as it left. Excuse me, San, says the innkeep to you. Are you going to be in town for much longer?
No, I'm planning on leaving very shortly.
Thank you very much, sir. And the amount of relief in his voice is quite noticeable.
It might be. He's loonies out of my inn.
Indeed. Okay, we return to Gyomo and Tetsu briefly. Just after the late evening meal, the priest Seika comes to see you. Oh, Gyomo! Tetsu! Oh, glad to see you're still alive, he says.
I'm glad to still be alive.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm still making my way around the wheel, Master Lord.
I should hope so. You haven't escaped it yet, have you? He says with a big grin.
No. I think people might be arranging for my next incarnation very soon.
But of course, your next incarnation is already foretold, he says. Would you like to know what it is and when it is?
No, Lord. I'll let the Buddhas keep it a pleasant surprise.
Excellent, he says. Anyway, you wish to speak to me. My bodyguards said that you wanted to speak to me while I was praying to the Lady Kawanan.
Oh, yes. I did not wish to disturb you, Sama. Yes, I understood from Seiki that he delivered a package for the abbot of the Cherry Temple, and that you had taken it, and I was concerned that it was something associated with that demon, or whatever it was, that had taken the abbot's place.
Oh, no. This is a long-standing feud. And as part of that, he says.
Oh, I see. I was concerned that there might be some...
Have you heard of the Temple of Blood feud?
I do not believe so. And I
roll
don't
a D20.
think I have.
You can both roll a d20.
Yeah.
No, that's probably unfair. But anyway, go on.
10 for me.
Oh no.
Oh, 2
oh
for
no.
you, man.
Indeed, you had heard of this feud. I was just going to write it down so I don't forget it.
Fair enough.
Was it Temple of
So
the Blood?
blood,
Feud?
Temple of Blood feud.
Right, the Temple of Blood is so cool because it's built of a nasty dark red sandstone, okay, on the outskirts of Morioka.
Right.
It is a Sohai temple. And some 100 years ago, there was a feud within that temple because the abbot died and he had named an unusual replacement in that it wasn't the immediate number 2, but was in actual fact the 4th person in the hierarchy. The 2 above this took exception to it and challenged this person to duel. This person accepted. They chose swords, so the 3 fought duel with the swords, and the person who became abbot, who was the number 4, won and killed both of them. Many people say it was accidental that the 2 died. Others were of the view that the new abbot deliberately killed them to stop them from fermenting dissent within the temple. This caused a split in the temple, and the Temple of Blood, half of it was carried on being the Temple of Blood, and the other one became the White Temple.
And there's been a feud between the White and
There has
Blood
been an
temples.
official feud between these two temples since then. However, the Blood Temple hired some adventurers to try and make peace with the White Temple. Unfortunately, they chose the wrong sort of adventurer, because their idea was to worm their way into the White Temple and then attempt to kill it from the inside out. This resulted in these adventurers having a price put on their heads by the Blood Temple, and the head that was delivered to the Cherry Temple was one of these adventurers, who is now dead. The point being that the abbot of the Cherry Temple was a member of the Blood Temple at one point. Okay.
Righty-ho. So it was no connection to the replacement of the abbot with a demon?
Apparently not. However, as a games master, I should warn you that just because I say that doesn't mean it's the case.
Oh, of course not. This is just what Seika knows, and I will politely ask Seika what the abbot had become or was. Does he actually know? Is it some sort of demon or?
As far as I can tell, the abbot came under the influence of a Shorio.
So has he become a Shorio?
If he wasn't, he would have become so. Yes.
Oh, great. Fine. So I need to visit the Black Citadel of Guanabe. Eventually.
Well, yes. Essentially, what Gyomo needs to do, along with the other characters, is to put these things in some order and go try and do some of them. Because
oh yes. I know. I'm just going to have to put together a travelogue. If it's Tuesday, it must be. Very good.
Okay, you may be right. Yes.
Okay. Well, I thank Seika for his information. Explain that I will be leaving shortly with Fusetsu to travel to Nagano on the way to Takayama and the Temple of Silent Contemplation, and ask if there is any service I can do for him on the way. Oh, and I will ask his blessing for my mission as well. Every little helps.
Well, he will give you his blessing. Yes, not a problem.
I thank him for it.
Well, if you're going to the Temple of Silent Contemplation, you said, you should pass through a village called Tatsuyoya.
Righty-ho.
If you do, and you meet a character called Okami, would you ask him to visit the hidden shrine and pray to the Kami there, and inform him that his plan is currently working nicely?
Very good, Sama. It's working nicely as of this particular date, yes.
Oh, indeed.
Very good. In that case, I will thank him and return to my laboratory, finish the current potion, and then pay my respects to the temple and return to the inn to get some sleep before we leave.
Remember to get up early though.
Okay, the pair of you return to your inn, okay?
Yep.
To find it a bit of a beehive of activity. It would appear that there's been some form of incident involving your colleagues and Naginata and a foreign samurai.
I will inquire as to whether the name of the samurai was. Oh dear, where is it?
Nakamura Hiramura.
No, he can't ask that. He can't ask if it's Nakamura because he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while Dave is looking up the name, Tetsu gets back to the room he was living in. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Well, so it wasn't Minamoto Hyuga.
No.
I ask.
He was a Nakamura samurai, sir.
Ah. Well, I hope all will go well.
This doesn't fill you with any great sense of accomplishment, or not, if not some trepidation, because the Nakamura are known to be a family that produces great heroes.
Well, given that I was told that Minamoto Hyuga is part of a clan that was wiped out centuries ago and was a hero, then it seems to be going on the same path as I was told might be for it.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
But if it's on the Isle of Kyushu, that is a long way away from where I am at the moment, which I can only think is a good thing. I will say prayers and wish him well for his journey back to Kyushu.
Okay.
What's the betting he won't be going back to Kyushu?
Yeah, we'll wait and find out.
Yes. Okay.
As I say, Tetsu gets back to the room he's sharing with Hatsu to find that she's still up and is not looking particularly healthy.
Okay. So I'll guess.
She will explain what
what happened
happened.
from her, yeah.
She's trying to think of what this demon was, and she can't bring it to mind. She then describes it, and you get to roll a d20.
I get to roll a d20 now. Okay. Come on, let's have a good one. 4. Surely.
Right, you've heard of these demons.
What is it?
They are, well, I should call them stealth demons, because in general terms what they do is they sneak about under the cover of magical spells that makes them difficult to see, and they steal stuff.
Steal stuff.
They're not particularly combat orientated, but they can be quite nasty, because of course they attack you when you don't know they're there.
Yeah. And they steal stuff, you said.
Oh, yeah, they steal stuff. They're essentially sent out to steal.
So it was sent.
Stuff that's difficult.
So it was sent to steal blood bloom. Then, yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
But Bloodbloom obviously has a particular thing about demons, I would guess.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well,
thanks,
I will
Okay.
I will reassure Seiki that the item he delivered to the abbot of the Cherry Temple was not associated with the abbot's replacement with a shoryo.
He looks mightily relieved.
Yes, and I will inquire as to whether the pair of them have received any messages they need to deliver.
I've received a message for my sensei, he says.
Where would you be delivering that?
Mayabashi, sir.
Oh, well, that is on the route that Fusetsu and I will be taking to Nagano. Will you be accompanying us?
Provided my sensei has no objection, then yes, sir.
Well, no, I mean to Maebashi, rather than going by yourself.
Oh, well, if you're going that way, sir, then I'll be
Yes.
happy to join you.
We are travelling through Maebashi to Nagano, and then I will be continuing on to Takayama. I have business in the mountains there. It is quite late, and I do need to get some sleep. But I would suggest that we travel tomorrow, and I am going to be taking making a stop in Denagawa to try and speak to some ghosts. If you don't mind.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, as you wish, sir.
Very good. In that case, I will retire to my room.
Your room is nice and peaceful.
Oh, I
And
will.
free of nasty influences.
I will.
Unlike somebody else's room.
I will say my prayers to the Buddhas, and then I shall.
Okay, Hatsu and Tetsu, you bed down for the night.
Yep. Yeah.
I then get up and go and ask the innkeeper to send a servant to wake me just before dawn because I am so tired.
Okay, that will be done.
Thank you. And I return to my room and go to sleep.
Well, eventually, Tetsu realizes that Gyomo has settled down to sleep. And you try to settle down to sleep. And as I say, Hatsu is soon snoring away, as are the others. However, you are awoken by something tickling your face.
Oh, what? Me, I am.
Yes, you are, yes.
Oh, I'll jump up and see what it is. Grab my tanto.
Okay, make a strength roll then, sir.
Oh, no. Is it a succubus? 11.
Okay, you attempt to jump to your feet, but unfortunately the weight of the fox that sat on your chest stops you. And what's woken you is the fact that it's tickling you with one of its tails.
One of its tails.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. This is a... What do we call this thing again?
Well, you don't know what it. I don't think you've met this.
Ah, we've heard tales of it, haven't we?
Oh, wonderful joke there. Wonderful joke.
Well done, sir. Right, unless you miss your guess, this is a kitsune.
Yeah. What do you want with me, Kitsune?
Oh, that's no way to greet me, is it now?
Well, you're sat on my chest, I can't move. What do you want with me?
You can't move? Okay, it gets up and it moves off.
I have my tanto nearby. Near my hand.
You're drawing your tanto.
No, I'm not drawing it. I'm not drawing it. It's just, I'm making sure I'm aware of where it is and that it's nearby. What do you want with me?
I don't want anything with you. However, my mistress does. So please get up and follow me.
I'll get up and get dressed.
It sits there tapping its little foot.
One of its little feet.
Oh, all right.
Once I'm dressed, I'll
Are
go
you ready, oh mighty Shugenja?
Yes, lead the way, oh mighty fox with multiple
Okay,
tails.
basically, it walks over, uses its right forepaw to open the shogi screen. Steps out, turns right, walks out the front door of the inn,
I'll follow it.
and you arrive somewhere else.
Where am I?
You arrive in a large room, very nicely decorated with all manner of animal portraits and that. And sat on what can only be described as a throne is a lady with 9 tails He says, "My thanks, Ruggiero. You may leave." "Ah, come forward, man of iron," she says.
I'll go forward. My lady. I'll bow.
Not quite what I was expecting when I was told that you were a man of iron.
Iron by name, iron by nature, my lady. What is it you need from me?
I wish you to pick up the object on the little table in front of me.
What's the object?
The object looks like a little fox statuette.
I'll go pick it up then.
You pick it up.
Yes.
Yes, you have been appointed the eyes and ears of your party, she says.
Oh. Appointed by whom?
You must understand that I would have preferred your friend Hatsu, but I was outvoted.
Hatsu's a deep sleeper. You'd be struggling to wake her up as easy as you got me.
Yeah, well, your friend Hatsu is asleep because I will her to be asleep.
Okay, well you have my attention. I'm the eyes and ears of my party. Okay. And
Yes.
whose eyes and ears am I to be? Yours.
That of your party, of course. You will also, of course, be the eyes and ears of my friend Ruggiero.
Ruggiero. Indeed. And may I have your name, my lady?
That was the young lady who brought you here.
And may I have your name, my lady?
Yes, you can call me Your Majesty.
Now, your Majesty is obvious because I can see your majestic beauty from here. But what would be
yes,
your name?
And that is the only name you're going to get.
It's not a name. That's a adverb, adjective. One of these. It's not either of them, is it? I don't know what it is.
Would you like to spend the rest of your life as a tree?
Certainly not.
Then just address me as Your Majesty and forget trying to find out what my name is.
Yes, your Majesty.
Excellent. You should know that you and your friends are embarked upon a very dangerous path.
That much is obvious, my lady. Your Majesty.
Yes, but the path is obvious to your physical detriment, but not as obvious as to your mental and spiritual.
Yeah, I'm already half mental. It's quite obvious it's not good for my mental well-being. That was quite obvious too. I'm half mental already. Some of the sights I've seen in the last just couple of days.
Well, those you can recover from.
Hope so. So you would like me to keep an eye on my own party for your sake, for your interests?
Oh no, and theirs. Be aware that signs of mental instability can be difficult to spot. This, he says, pointing at the statue, should help you.
And you want me to take this? Okay, I'll put it away in my pocket.
Excellent. As a small gift, you may take this as well. One is for you and one is for your friend Hatsu.
Thank you. What is
Decide between you which each of you get.
that? Okay.
And the Kitsune who brought you here comes forward with a pair of sheathed tantos.
Ooh. Thank you. I will bow deeply. Do they look
Hold on,
particularly
before
nice?
you do, roll a d20.
Okay. 9.
Okay, you accept them, but there's a little bit of reserve there because there's something nagging at the back of your head.
Should I not be taking a gift from my Kitsune?
No. It's not that. I mean, as far as you can tell, she's been genuine about this. She doesn't need to lie to you or anything like that. No, there's something about the Tanto that is banging at the back of your head, but you haven't brought it forward yet.
Oh, okay. Does it remind me of something, or something along those lines?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And the two of them are the same. It's a pair.
They are indeed a pair, yes.
And they don't bear any maker's mark or anything like that.
Are you going to pull one out and have a look?
Yes.
Okay. It's sharp. It's made of bone, and it doesn't apparently have a maker's mark on it.
Okay. Is it Nipponese in design?
Yeah, it's a proper Tanto. It's a Japanese Tanto. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a relief. When you said two Tantos, I was thinking of the two earlier in the.
Yeah, I think once I get it out of
journey.
here, I'm going to do some magic detection and stuff on it, see if it's anything special as well.
Okay. Well, basically, you accept them. The lady bows politely, and Ruggiero gives you a bottle, which looks like a bottle of sake, and then she leads you back to your inn.
Okay, thank you. Is it sake?
And you're a bit surprised, if not worried, by the fact that as you enter the room where you were sleeping, your body is lying on the floor.
Oh. Oh, so I've had an out-of-body experience.
Yes, you have. You may have a
Wow.
point of Shugendo, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
And you essentially you get back into your body and you fall asleep.
Okay.
The next thing you know, it's time to get up and greet the dawn, which you do. You're aware that Hatsu is up bright and early because she's had an uninterrupted night's sleep. And there's a boy waking Gyomo up.
Thank you.
No more than 5 minutes have passed where when it's time to get up. Sir, go greet the dawn.
Oh, well, thank you. I go and greet the dawn and say my prayers of thanks to the Buddha for giving us another day.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll get up and do my rituals.
Right, I suppose we'd better get ourselves organised for travelling north.
Gyomo, there's something I must tell you about. I was visited last night.
Yes, Tetsu, what was it?
I was visited last night by Kitsune in my dreams or in an out-of-body experience, and
Gyomo chokes on his rice.
Would all of you, other than Tetsu, care to roll a d20?
This is besides choking on my rice. 19 and 20.
oh. Rip.
Oh,
There are
ridiculous.
times when the dice obey their master, namely me.
Yes.
Okay, but basically, Tetsu mentions this, and you splutter your ice all over the place. And he carries on.
I was visited by a Kitsune in my dreams last night, and it gifted me these two daggers. Hatsu, and I'll look for Hatsu, this one is for you, apparently.
Okay, roll 2d20, sir.
Me?
That's Tetsu.
Okay. A 4 and a 17.
How many tails?
Hold on. Right, you present the one in your right hand to Hatsu, and you keep the one in your left hand to Tatsu, and keep the one in your right hand.
Sure. Are they different?
You should probably
Not
have done
by
your.
looking at them, they're not.
Yeah.
But you feel more comfortable with the one in your right hand than you do the one in your left hand.
Okay, so I'll
So
give
you had-
give Hatsu the left hand one then.
He thanks you for it and takes it out. And again, it's the tanto made out of bone.
Now, I'm going to try a magic detection on it.
Gyomo is spluttering and kind of asks details of this kitsune, and
Well, there was two of them.
two.
Yes. I think they were both ladies and they were lovers. But one was the servant of the other anyway. The servant one was named Rojiru, and the third one wouldn't give me it. The second one wouldn't give me a name. She referred to herself as Her Majesty. She had 9 tails. Was it 10? Was it 9?
Yes, it was.
A 9-tailed kitsune.
Splutter, splutter. Drink
You
some water.
notice that Hatsu's also spluttered her rice all over the place.
I was told that a 9-tailed kitsune had involved herself in our affairs, but
Yeah, she was keeping an eye on us, and apparently I am the eyes and ears, so apparently I'm spying on you for her. So don't do anything a kitsune doesn't like, because I'm watching.
well, the Chishi were very clear about this. Just be prepared for anything, all right? Anything. Yes. Well, I just hope you were polite to her.
I was very polite, always. No stupid.
Good. Let's carry on. And she gave you those tantos?
One for me and one for Hatsu, yeah.
Well, be very careful to only use them in a way that she'd approve of.
Which
Right.
is...
I don't know.
You seem to know more about this kitsune than me, and I'm the one that met her.
I know
Is there
very little about
is there a
kitsune.
queen of the kitsune? Because this one seemed to think she was the queen of something.
I wouldn't argue with her, son.
Oh no, I wasn't. Certainly wasn't going to
Nine-tailed
argue.
kitsune are very rare.
As characters, you are aware that there are stories about 9-tailed kitsunes. Whether it's one kitsune or multiple is clear from the stories, and the rumours are that people who investigate too closely end up being something other than what they started as.
Yes,
Oh.
the more tails a kitsune has, the more powerful it is the legend. But
Well, in theory, a kitsune gets 1 tail per 1,000 years of life.
Oh, so it's 9,000 years old and wise.
No, it's 10,000 years old.
10,000. Oh yeah,
Yes,
because
because the first 1,000 years they don't have a tail.
yeah.
So the stories go. But I'm not going to argue whether it's 9,000 years long or 10,000 years old.
It's a long
It's
time.
just
I'm not going to argue at all. I shall just trust that the Buddhas keep it under control.
right. Fusetsu.
Yes.
So when they draw this pair of tantos out of their sheaths,
Yeah.
Your mind goes back to a story you heard when you were growing up.
Mhm.
And the story was entitled The Kitsune and the Blades of the Ninja. The Blades of the Ninja are supposed to be a pair of bone tantos made from the bones of a dragon. Okay. And imbued with all sorts of strange and mystical powers. But nobody knows quite what. However, you are aware that Uichi Kensai is rumoured to have contacts with a clan of ninja Shugenja who live in the mountains of Shinano province.
Blades of the Ninja, they're called.
And this pair of Tanto look remarkably like the descriptions of the Blades of the Ninja.
Hmm.
Okie doke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I will. I won't tell them that story yet, but I will later on when we're alone, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gyomo's face falls even further as the weight of the world settles upon his shoulders just that little bit more.
Well, let's get this party organised for our trip north. Okay, so we get everybody together. And does anybody have anything to do before we leave town?
No, everybody's managed to get everything done. And you set out and you walk up the road.
Oh yes.
And we're heading towards, what's the name of that place? You're going
Denawa.
Denawa.
Is there police tape around the outside of the village? You know, in a Nipponese sense.
Well, could one of you roll a d10, please?
I'll let you get that one, Dave, if you want. Or Nick.
As you wish.
Yeah, you do it, Dave.
Stephen.
Okay, you walk up the road. It takes you about half a day because you've got some porters who are slowing you down slightly. And you arrive, and indeed, there is a visible police presence about halfway through the village.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We have four priests with us as well that we picked up from the Silver Temple. One of them is still bearing a few bruises and lash marks.
We've also got an extra 4 NPCs, haven't we? We've got eight NPCs plus Yuko.
I think we're a
Yes,
party
you
of
do
about
indeed
four.
have four extra priests, yes.
So we're a party of 14 at the moment. Oh, great. Well, I shall talk with them on the way and mention what we've heard about Denawa, and we will talk to the police when we get to the village. Is Discord still with us?
Mhm.
Everything's been quiet for a while. I was just checking.
Oh yeah, I'm just setting up the map.
Oh dear, we're being set up again.
This campaign's just plot twist after plot twist after plot twist nowadays. Like you're like every time you think it can't pile on any thicker, something else comes.
Well, Oliver, you're now beginning to realise how I run my campaigns. Okay.
It's very fun. I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, so as long as you actually keep moving forward and don't stay still for too long, some of the plot points will actually miss you because they go, oh, they're not here.
Well, we managed to get past the 20th of Yo-Yo. That took us about a month and a half in real life.
Well, the Buddhas don't put anything in front of us that we're not able to overcome.
Okay, you should now see a new map. Some of whom.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good. So we have some cops to talk to.
Bad boys. What you gonna do?
I shall approach the police cordon or whatever it is and make myself known.
I shall stand beside Gyomo.
I shall explain that we are travelling north and having spoken with the abbot of the Silver Temple, I wish to try and speak to the ghosts to find what needs to be done to allow them to pass on.
If you just wait a minute, I'm going to put the light on because I can't see what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah, it gets dark pretty quick now, yeah. I just looked out the window and realised, I'm like, is it that time already? No, it's not. It's just December.
Well, I'm looking out of the window and seeing my neighbour's collapsed fence.
Is it bad windy around your way, is it?
It was, yes.
Not been so bad up in Scotland. Well, up in my part of Scotland, actually, compared to some other places.
I don't know about you lot, but it seems to be. I blink my eyes and it's dark. I blink my eyes when I go to bed and it's light, and I blink my eyes and it's dark again.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yep. And it affects your moods. That SAD, seasonal affective disorder or whatever, that's a thing, like, it makes you miserable.
Oh, I know.
No.
I suffer from it.
Oh, I do as well, mate. I miss the sun really bad, like, get depressed about the lack of sun.
Right, the peasant token that stood just in front of the group of you, I'll put the 4 priests on for next week. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
His name is Jiruki, and he's the headman. And he comes forward and he will talk to you. Greetings. How can the village of Denawa help you?
We understand that the plague is being dealt with at present, I say, questioningly.
Indeed it is, yes.
And having spoken with the abbot of the Silver Temple, I wish to try and speak to the ghosts to see if I can find what is needed to allow them to pass to their next stage of the wheel.
Are you sure you want to do that?
No, but I feel I must try.
Okay. Accompany me, please.
Okay, I ask the others to wait in safety here, and
If you say
I
so.
shall...
If you say so. But you don't want one of us to come with.
Well, if they are upset with me and take their anger out on me, then you should be spared. But
No, I don't. No. I'm not going to stand by and let that happen. I'm going with you.
well, no, this is to try and help them, and I do not wish to harm them.
Jiruki says, no, if your friend wishes to accompany you to the well, feel free.
Just with so much going on, I don't like letting you go away on your own. I don't trust anybody. Last time you went away on your own, you got tortured. So
Yes, but that was all a misunderstanding, I said.
well, I'm not wanting to have another misunderstanding here, so I'm coming with you, right? I'm going with him.
Okay. I've got a horrible feeling about these blue tokens, but never mind. Okay.
Okay, as Yuruki, Gyomo, and Tetsu approach the well, you notice that the peasants who are around drift away, as I've shown, and a number of see-through people appear, and they are obviously ghosts because, like all ghosts, they don't have any feet. Jiruki arrives at the well, and a ghost appears in front of him. He floats up out of the well. In life, he was a young man, and from the bloated state of his face and neck and that, and the fact that his arms and legs are broken, he was severely tortured before he was, well, either drowned or strangled. It's difficult to tell which. And he's looking at you with hatred.
I bow politely and introduce myself to him, and ask if he would permit me to discover what would be needed for him to pass to his next stage of the wheel.
Yeah. Okay, he bows politely, and he makes some gestures which appear to cause him pain. And the ghosts around you coalesce around him. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they then act out a little story.
Mm-hmm.
And the story involves one of them, or possibly two, approaching the well, the rest of them boiling out of the well, grabbing them, and chucking them in the well after having beaten them up. Okay? The point being that the ones doing the beating up appear as Yakuza with red spider and or red scorpion tattoos. When they finish their little play, 5 of them line up and morph into the representation of 5 Yakuza. 2 are red scorpion, 2 are red spider, and 1 is a red crab. And you go, I've seen, well, between you, you will have seen some of these people.
So it's 2 red scorpion,
2 spider,
2 red spider, 1 red crab.
Yes. You are aware that the bad guys are arranged in a sort of colour order.
Yes. And red is bad.
Red's about as bad as it gets. The only ones that get worse are white, but we don't worry about that.
Okay. And we captured a red. When we were found the peasants distilling the liquor, we killed 4 and 4 were killed, 2 were captured. one of them had a red scorpion Irizumi. Does that match? Does the face of the one that had the red scorpion Irizumi match one of the two red scorpions here?
No. These are guys. Well, but not exactly when this yokai, as I shall call it, took place. The 5 represented are a lot older than the ones you captured.
Okay.
They are almost certainly, well, assuming they're still alive, of course. They are probably fairly senior in their gangs.
So I would guess that we haven't actually seen any of these faces before, or have we?
No. You are also aware that with these things, that if one of these 5 had actually died, then the ghost would probably know that and would either substitute him with somebody else or show him as being deceased. Which is not a very nice idea, but it does work.
I bow politely and thank him for the information, and say I will notify the authorities of the beings who are responsible for the presence of the ghosts, and if I meet them myself, I will endeavour to deal with them and, if possible, bring them here to recognise the wrongs they have done.
Thank you very much. And then the ghosts sink back down out of sight. And both of you hear some strange bubbling noises, a bit like gas escaping through thick mud. And the headman says, I suggest we step back now.
Yes, so we
And
retreat
as you step back,
peacefully.
you bet 3 or 4 yards away, and this green gas appears and slowly vaporizes, and you get enough of a whiff of it to know you don't want to be anywhere near that when that happens, because
Yeah.
that is fatal, probably.
Right, well, let's get the hell out of there.
Okay.
Okay, I shall work with Tetsu to try and get descriptions down of the 5 beings that we saw, so that we have a description which can be used to recognise them. Okay?
Yeah. Well, what I should do is I'll generate them, give you names and that, and for next time. Okay.
Certainly. And well, I don't know about Tetsu, but those faces are engraved in my memory.
Yeah, definitely. I won't forget them in a hurry.
Well, so they should be, because they are essentially what I will call the level 1 villains that you are fighting, as it were. Well, I've got to give you something that you can actually defeat, you know. Well, it's great fun. There comes a point at which people like Fusetsu and the others who are not magically inclined haven't got anything to do. You know? And as Nick has pointed out to me, that this can lead to some very boring time as a player, and I don't want that. I want everybody to be involved if I can.
Yes, well, I have a horrible feeling that we're going to have all sorts of mundane creatures to make our way through, and
Anyway, it's gone 4 o'clock, gents, so I think we'll call a halt there.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
What I shall do, I shall add some extra on and Budo onto your character sheets. Okay.
Nice
Thank
one.
you very much.
Because they're going to be slightly different, and this way you won't know exactly what other people got. Okay. Well, thank you very much, gents, and I'll
Thank you.
talk to you next
Yeah, I'll see you next week.
Sunday.
Okay. Bye.
See you later, guys.